Hello grade 7 students, welcome again in worksheet 22, Respiration in Aquatic Medium, Part B. At the end of this video, you will be able to mention that the frog has two types of respiration, pulmonary and cutaneous, indicate the type of respiration in frogs on land and in water. Materials needed, your biology worksheet booklet, your biology copybook, and a pencil. Before we start, recall some information. Respiration in aerial medium, the living things that do this respiration should live in terrestrial medium such as the insects, humans, and earthworms. The respiratory organ in insects is the trachea, so the type of respiration is tracheal respiration. The respiratory organ in humans is the lungs, so the type of respiration, as we said, is pulmonary respiration. And the respiratory organ in earthworms is the skin, so the type of respiration is cutaneous respiration. As an introduction, amphibians like frogs, salamander, toads are animals that have the ability to live in both aquatic and terrestrial media, so they need to take in oxygen from both media. How do frogs respire on land and in water? Objective number 1. Identify the types of respiration used by the frog in aerial medium. To answer this question, we performed 3 experiments. Experiment number 1. The condition was frog with closed mouth and nostrils. The condition is the manipulated variable. Here, the frog has closed mouth and nostrils. The results that are obtained, the frog respires and survives. Now, why are the frog's mouth and nostrils closed? Why do we close the frog's mouth and nostrils? Yes, to prevent the entrance of air to the lungs, so to stop the pulmonary respiration. Now, what was the result? The result was the frog respires and survives. Now, number 1. Formulate a hypothesis that explains the obtained result in the first experiment. How can I answer such questions? Now, we want to formulate a hypothesis. This hypothesis should explain what? Should explain the result. Means this hypothesis should explain why the frog still respires and survives normally. So pause the video, try to formulate your own hypothesis, then see our hypothesis. Our hypothesis is there is another way for the frog to respire even though we closed its mouth and nostrils. Now, experiment number 2. The frog is placed in air after painting its skin with a non-toxic sealer paint. So we painted the skin of the frog with a non-toxic sealer paint. The results that are obtained, the frog respires and survives. Now, 1A. What is the type of the respiration avoided when painting the skin of the frog? Avoided means muniat. What is the type of respiration? Now I want to think what are the types of respiration that we learned previously. The types of respiration are the pulmonary respiration, tracheal respiration, and cutaneous respiration. So my answer should be one of these types. Now, according to what I answer, according to the part. Now, the type of respiration avoided when painting the skin. So, when we see skin, أكيد the type of respiration is cutaneous respiration. Now, part B, justify the surviving of the frog. Means why the frog survives even though we painted its skin with a non-toxic sealer paint in order to stop the air to enter to the frog. So the answer should be as the frog uses its lungs to respire. Experiment number 3 now. The frog is placed in air. Its mouth and nostrils are closed and its skin is painted with a non-toxic sealer product. Sealer means non-permeable, means now by the painting of its skin, nothing can enter through the skin of the frog. The results that are obtained, then now the frog dies. Number 2, explain the obtained result in the third experiment. How can I answer such a question? Explain means اشرح. So why or explain the obtained result يعني means explain why the frog dies. So the answer should be as the frog dies because of the lack of air since it cannot respire. Neither by its lungs because we closed the nostrils and the mouth of the frog, nor by the skin because we painted it by a non-toxic sealer product. Now, number 3, draw out a conclusion concerning the respiration types in the frog in aerial medium. So now I want to give a conclusion, but this conclusion should answer what are the types of respiration in the frog in aerial medium. So the types of respiration of the frog in aerial medium are the pulmonary respiration because it uses its lungs, and the cutaneous respiration because it uses its skin. Now, objective number 2, identify the type of respiration used by the frog in water. We repeated the previous experiments by placing the frog in water. Experiment number 1, condition, the frog is placed in water with closed mouth and nostrils. The results that are obtained, the frog respires and survives. Now, number 4, formulate a hypothesis. This hypothesis should explain what the obtained result in the first experiment. So now, pause the video, try to give a convenient prediction why to explain why the frog respires and survives even though we closed its mouth and nostrils. So now, our hypothesis should be as, in water, the frog respires by its skin only. Now, experiment number 2, condition, the frog is placed in water after painting its skin with a non-toxic sealer product. The results that are obtained, the frog dies. Now, number 5, does the result in the second experiment validate the hypothesis? Justify the answer. Do the results that are obtained validate the hypothesis that we formulated in the previous question? Our hypothesis was that the frog only uses its skin to respire in water. So now, because we painted the skin with a non-toxic sealer, now nothing can enter through its skin. Even though the mouth and the nostrils are opened, the frog dies. So this means that in water, the frog doesn't use neither its mouth nor its nostrils to respire, so it doesn't use its lungs to respire, it only uses its skin. So our hypothesis, yes, it's validate, since when the skin was painted, the frog dies, so it cannot respire by its lungs. Now experiment number 3, the frog is placed in water. Its mouth and nostrils are closed and its skin is painted with a non-toxic sealer product. So we closed its mouth, we closed its nostrils, and also we closed its skin by painting it with a non-toxic sealer product. The results that are obtained, the frog dies. Now number 6, what is the type of the respiration used by the frog in aquatic medium? Sure, because we said that the frog uses its skin, so the type of respiration should be cutaneous respiration. So cutaneous respiration is the type of respiration used by the frog in aquatic medium. Now, number 7, give the name of the organ responsible for this respiration. So if the type of respiration is cutaneous respiration, now the organ responsible for this respiration is the skin. Now, as a summary, 8, fill in the following diagram. Respiration in frog. in aquatic medium and in aerial medium. We wanna put the type of respiration first, then the respiratory organ. So please pause the video, try to solve this application alone, then solve it with me. The type of respiration in frog in aquatic medium is cutaneous respiration, while in aerial medium it uses the pulmonary and cutaneous respiration. If in aquatic medium the type of respiration is cutaneous, so the respiratory organ should be the skin. If in aerial medium the type of respiration is pulmonary, so the respiratory organ should be the lungs. And in aerial medium, it uses also the cutaneous respiration, so the respiratory organ used is also the skin. Now, as an evaluation, use the terms in the box below to complete the text: aquatic, pulmonary, cutaneous, and water. So now, pause the video, try to solve this evaluation alone, then solve it with me to correct your answer. Amphibians are animals that live in water and on land. They can respire in both media, which are, yes, great, aquatic and aerial media. On land, they can use two types of respiration, which are, yes, pulmonary and cutaneous respiration, while in, yes, water, it uses only one type, which is cutaneous respiration. Now, as a homework, memorize the answers of numbers 3, 6, 7, and 8 in worksheet 22, part B. Thank you for listening.